Well, we made it up this thing, but now we got to go down. And it's not going to look like much on the GoPro, but I can promise you it's got a very high pucker factor. It's not that it's, well, it is steep vertically, but at this one place up here past these orange rocks, there's going to be a pretty significant tilt to our left. It was to the right coming up. And I did not like the feeling of that truck swaying the way it was. Again, it probably won't look like anything in the GoPro, but we can just get past this little spot here, we'll be good. There we go. Thank you, Lord. I'm in a brand new area that I have never been before. This is one of the any bull units for the upcoming elk hunt. Caleb and I both have any bull tags, so I'm trying to get out on a scouting trip. And I knew this was going to be just a little 2-track road from the map. I was hoping it could get me back into the unit. I'm not actually in the unit right now, but the road kind of just faded away at the top of the mountain up there, so I had to find a place to turn around and work my way back down here to this main dirt road. But worst case scenario, we could camp back where I just drove up to, and we'd only have about a 3/4 of a mile hike to get into the unit. So I made a note of that on the map, and if we can't find something better, that would at least give us an option. So once I get camp set up, we'll show you guys what it looks like. See if we can spot some wildlife. I did just see 2 antelope on the top of the hill back up there, looking at me like, what was I doing? You guys see that covey of sage grouse? Man, they are big birds. I always forget how much bigger they are than ruffed grouse and pine grouse. Well, we have camp set for the night. Found a little grove of cedar trees that give us a little shade, a little break from the wind. I'm about, it looks like on onX, I'm still probably 1/4 to 1/3 of a mile from the unit. But I was driving straight west and the sun's setting, and I couldn't see the road. I kept kind of getting off the little 2-track. And I'm up here by myself, so it just wasn't super smart. So anyway, as you can see, the sun's setting down here. So the unit's top of that ridge, and there's really not any other groves of trees between here and there. So I'm just going to camp here tonight, and I'll drive up when the sun's not in my eyes the rest of the way in the morning, or maybe even just hike it. But I want to get up on this ridge over here tonight and glass as the sun's going down. Do a little shed hunt while I'm up here too. So here's kind of what I'm rocking. I've got my little bivvy style tent. This is just a Walmart 1-man bivvy style backpacking tent, Ozark Trail. I've had it for 2 years. It served me well. I have not had it in heavy rain. I think you'd be in trouble. You'd have to put a tarp over it. Sleep system inside. This is the nice thing about truck camping. I can pack heavy. I've got an eggshell pad, and then on top of that I got my Thermarest. And this is a game changer. My son and daughter-in-law got me this back in April for my birthday, maybe Father's Day. The Climate extra large pillow. Absolutely love it. I've used it once already when we went camping down on Farron Creek. I think I like it better than my regular pillow at home, to be honest with you. So that's what we're gonna be. So we're gonna be sleeping in. I haven't put my bag in yet. My bag's nothing special. It's like a Slumberjack bag. Again, it's a heavy one as far as weight-wise because I'm not backpacking. So I'm gonna go get it, throw it in there. Then I'll be all ready for tonight and see if we can get a little shed hunt and get up to the top of that ridge and start glassing. See if we see any elk sign on the way up there. And see if we can glass any elk once we get up there. Some deer sign down in here. Well, I've seen 3 different deer carcasses as I've been hiking up over on this ridge to glass. That's an old one, but that's a shed buck right there. You see the little bases on them. So we're about, probably 2/3 of the way to the top. I'm never quite as close as I think I am, but probably about 2/3 up. We'll get up here and then sit down and glass until dark and then head back to camp. Quite a bit of deer sign. I haven't seen any elk sign yet, but I mean, I'm literally only 10-15 minutes from the tent, so we just got started. Pretty sunset. The skeeter's trying to get me pretty bad. I brought bug spray, but I left it back at the truck. So I'm gonna head down and get some bug spray on and make dinner. It's supposed to be the best weekend of the year to see the meteor shower tonight, so I picked a great time to get away from the city. As long as I don't get more cloud cover, I should be able to just see a million stars from up here. So kind of excited for that. I'm gonna try a new backpacker's meal tonight. It's the chicken noodle casserole. I've never had that one from Mountain House. So I'll let you know how that tastes, but boy, that sunset's pretty. Sun's back behind me to the west. This is looking over to the east. So got the Fire Maple X Star 2 all set up. I'm getting ready to put the water in. Home style chicken noodle casserole. Mountain House. Never had this one, so that's what we're going to try tonight. I need 12 ounces of water, so that's what I was just checking. I want to make sure I don't make it too soupy, which I tend to do sometimes on these. So they, Fire Maple sent me this, I don't know, last fall, I guess, to test. And it's my favorite product that I've done a review on. And I've been able to review some cool products. I mean, there's channels that review way more than I do, but I reviewed a couple of trail cameras now, some LED beanies, some flashlights, but the favorite thing I've reviewed is this Fire Maple X2. It's as quicker than a Jetboil. It's cheaper than a Jetboil. It's got all the features, easy to set up, easy to use. I'll put a link in the description for it. But man, I've just loved this little stove. So anyway, I'm gonna get some water in it, get it boiling, and then we'll give you a taste test on the chicken noodle casserole. Got about 2 more minutes for that to set up. Got my little lantern here. It's got a magnetic bottom. It's LED, battery operated. But I like the magnetic bottom when I'm using on my tailgate. That's the regular mode. And then when you pull it out again, you got your fake campfire. So, you know, if you really feel like you need the campfire mood, there you go. If this homestyle chicken noodle casserole isn't very good, I've got my spices with me. This is a wax canvas bag that Dominic Minichetti sent me a couple years ago. And I got pepper in there. That is garlic powder. I've got, onion powder. I've got salt. And then I do have garlic powder in here somewhere too. That's cayenne pepper. And so this is my garlic. Sorry guys. Garlic powder, black pepper, salt, cayenne pepper. and I didn't put anything in this last one. So Dominic, I know I said thank you when you sent it to me forever ago, but thanks again, brother. This is the first time I think I've been able to use this on video, but I have used it. I take it with me when I'm truck camping. I don't usually have it with me in just my day pack, but so looking forward to using that. Okay, let's give her a whirl. That's not half bad at all. I will add a little pepper and a little garlic, but I could definitely eat it as is, especially if I had really been hiking hard today. I only went on that one little dinky hike, probably half a mile over there and half a mile back was all. Probably give that a 7.5 maybe. So again, that's the Mountain House home-style chicken noodle casserole. Well, good morning, everybody. Let me give you an update. It's about, I don't know, probably 10 after 7 now. I got up and got on that ridge about 6:05. Sun was just coming up. I started glassing. And at about 6:20, a saw crew came rolling up. You might be able to hear them in the background. They're still sawing. And they were basically sawing south and west of me, which was the area I was glassing. So there's no point sticking around there. And I'm not knocking them. They're just doing their job. They're hard working too, man. To be out there sawing at 6:20 on a Saturday morning, they're getting after it. But anyway, so I hiked back to camp. I got my camp all put away. Everything's loaded in the truck. And I just thought, I'm going to go on a little shed hunt. I've been hiking for about 20 minutes now. I haven't seen anything. A lot of sign. There's a lot of deer sign over here. I still have not seen any elk sign though. So I'm going to hike about 20 more minutes and then loop around and start working my way back to the truck. And let me flip this around. Then I'm going to be driving up over that ridge because I'm still technically not in the unit. Where I was glassing this morning, I was in the unit, but I'm not now. So anyway, I'm going to head up over there and kind of glass some new area. And I can only stay up here today until about noon. I need to jump in the truck and start heading back home. I've got just a lot to do today, a lot to get ready for tomorrow. So maybe we'll find a shed and maybe we'll at least get into an area where we see some elk sign. You can see the road down below me. I really thought we might bust some deer out of this. Up against this cliff here. It's really thick up in here out of the wind. I thought maybe we'd find some bedded up in here, but I actually was seeing a lot more deer sign in the other places I was hiking than here. I'm higher and I am in the actual unit now that we would hunt if we hunt this. Crossed into it about a half hour ago. So I'm going to get up here on the top and glass for a little bit, even though it's pretty warm right now. But maybe we'll get lucky and then circle back and go around the other side of the ridge and head back to the truck, and then I got to start heading home. It's really pretty up here though. That rock wall all the way down, kind of a little cliff face. Well, it was a pretty slow scouting trip. I did end up seeing 3 piles of elk droppings on the last hike of the day. A couple of sets of elk tracks, but it was all really old. I don't think there's been any elk in that area in several months, probably since early spring. The reason I was out there, if you're watching this footage going, why did you even think there'd be elk out there? It looks like antelope country. I agree with you. It does look like antelope country. But in a conversation I had with a guy here in town, he mentioned that several family members and some of his friends harvested bulls in that area last year. And he said it's an area that's typically pretty good when we've had a hard winter the year before, and we definitely had a bad winter this year. So that's why I was there. I'm going to give it one more shot at least before I give up on it. There's multiple other canyons, that I can check out there. So we're not giving up on it yet, but if I only had that first trip to go on, I wouldn't be hunting there this fall, so we'll see what happens. Even the meteor shower was slow. It was supposed to be a great night to see the meteor shower. I laid in the back of the truck from 10:30 to about midnight. I saw 5, so definitely not a big night for the meteor shower. Now the sky was beautiful. You could see the Milky Way. You could see just so many stars. Such a pretty night. But as far as shooting stars, it's a little slow. Let's wrap this up with the channel shout out and the Minute on the Mountain. The channel I want to shout out is Bait and Bullets. It's another Utah YouTuber. He does a lot of fishing content, a lot of kayak fishing, fishing with his son. They catch some great fish. I just love his attitude. Looks like he's having a blast every time he's out there on the water. I'll put a link in the description. Check him out when you get a chance. The other link I'm going to put in the description is for that Fire Maple Star X2 stove. Again, if you're looking for a great alternative to a Jetboil, and I don't have anything against Jetboil, they're great. This is just cheaper and has all the functionality, all the features they do. I'll put a link in the description for you. Lastly, the Minute on the Mountain is John 1:1. In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. One of many verses in the Bible that speak to the deity of Jesus. The fact that Jesus is both fully God and also fully man, because he left heaven, took on flesh, was born of a woman. And I know that's super hard for us to get our mind around, the whole idea of God being Trinitarian, that he's one being in 3 persons. Doesn't make sense to us because we've never met anyone else like that. Everyone we've ever met is one being in one person. That's one of the reasons I love that truth about God, is it just makes him so unlike us, so set apart from us, so holy, so other than. It should drive us to our knees in humble worship and adoration. So that's the Minute on the Mountain, John 1:1. Thanks so much for coming along, guys. Appreciate all your support. God bless you, and we'll see you the next time we're out on the mountain.